where we just want to dogpile random people, but we don't want to hold actual people that hold power accountable, says something really bad about a society where we have a whole lot of technology to have more power to influence power than anybody in the history of the world has ever had. And we're using it to beat up on the guy in Paducah that said something stupid on the internet. Not that we shouldn't do that, but we don't have the same furor for the people that are actually in power doing things. I think that's actually a really huge problem with internet online culture, more so than some of the other stuff we talk about.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the big things I think that escapist media and culture has exploded. A big part of it is because everything else is breaking down, and people want somewhere where they can invest themselves and feel safe, and kind of escape from a lot of this. And if people, look, Matt Walsh gets a lot of clicks when he starts saying, "Oh, all these guys, they're just incels. These people who play video games, they're never going to get laid. They're a bunch of worthless losers. They're modern version of the welfare queen, if you remember that from the 90s and 80s." That is just, if you think that's going to work as a long-term strategy, I have bad news for you. You're just blowing off loads and loads and loads of people. And the reason why they're escaping to places like this is because people have just blown them off, and things are breaking down, and they feel like they're just constantly being given a bad deal. So to jump on top of them, say, you are horrible and nasty, that you are in this thing that you escaped to get away from everything else that was horrible and nasty. Not a good marketing move, not a good political move. And I wonder if over time, maybe some people will catch on to that. Maybe, or not.
Will. No, I think they will. Look, I remember the welfare queen thing. We're getting ready to do it again. We're talking, anytime you're talking about SNAP, that used to be food stamps. I remember the food stamp thing was a huge part of the welfare queen thing. And then there was, of course, the class connotations and the race connotations and everything else. I remember all that. And I'm not surprised it's getting applied to gamers, because it actually didn't have anything to do with what they said it had to do. It just had to do with, if I'm getting my government check, that's good. If that person's getting a government check, well, they must be taking something from me. That's what those arguments always boil down to. So, of course, they're going to, apply it to the nerds. Peter.